All right, we're back with another episode where I basically go over and explain, a current Warframe or weapon that I use to take into like end game content or just content that you're looking to, no matter how far it scales, that you know that this is gonna, be really efficient in being able to keep you alive. Now, today, as you can see, we're gonna be going over Ember. Now, the build that I have particularly for her is to have the best CC possible because as far as really her skill set, that her moves don't scale well or at all. So the big thing you want to do with her is keep control over everything. So what you'll notice, looking at the left over here, we have range. I tried getting range and efficiency as high as possible, as well as getting the duration in there because basically the main skill we're going to be using works off of duration and efficiency. You can have a look at the mods we have here. I am using this lower ranked, and these don't really. This doesn't really mean much. I'm just using this for show, and you can always kind of switch that out with something else. But I'm using this at a lower rank just so I can get a little bit more, efficiency in there, but not, hinder anything else. So the main purpose of this build is to really use it's World on Fire and Fire Blast. Those are going to be your two skills that you are going to solely rely on. One being World on Fire. How this build usually works is that once I turn World on Fire on, that is going to last the entire time to where I either die or we leave. As you notice, energy a second, 0.75. That this build does heavily rely on your weaponry. I will be using mostly this weapon that I went over in a past video. I'm going to be using the same build for that. In later videos, I will go over these two other weapons, but mostly I'm going to be using this one to kind of demo it out. But really, it's all about World on Fire with the Firequake. I believe it's the Firequake mod. Yeah, Firequake mod. To basically keep enemies knocked down. It will keep them knocked down, and that's what we want. And then Fire Blast, basically, if you're in kind of like a clusterfuck of enemies and you need to get them all down or kind of get out of there, that's really what Fire Blast is for, is to kind of get everybody out of your way. As always, before I kind of demo the use of this build, if you want me to go over, mostly like right now, I'm going to be trying to focus on frames. If you'd like to see me come up with a build or show you a build that I have for a frame that you like, please let me know in the comments, as well as let me know how you think of the videos, because this is something that I'm starting out, and I need to know what you guys think of it. So to kind of start off, we'll go with Corrupted Bombards, level 145. I'm not going to ultimately go to try to kill these guys. This whole purpose of this is to show you that Ember can easily be taken into late game stuff and survive. It heavily relies on your movement, to keep on moving, knowing your surroundings, knowing how to take care of the situation, and her abilities, which you basically just toggle on and never have to worry about it, that you just kind of use your own skills, and you can easily survive with her. So what we're doing, hopefully I don't somehow randomly die right out of the bat, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that on, just move around a little bit, make sure everything's getting knocked down, maybe throw a Fire Blast out there. But as you notice, I can move around pretty freely, and what's really nice is these guys are getting knocked down. They're not going to get up. And then worst case, I can always jump into a Fire Blast to really kind of spread them apart, knock them out of the way, get things better in my situation. But this definitely relies on you kind of because this is clearly a worst case scenario situation here, that you really kind of want to solo out the enemies. They're all kind of see me right there. That's probably not a good spot to be in. But you really want to get them all out of the way, kind of put it better in your favor, and then start to kind of take them out. We'll see how long I can last here. And the reason I'm using my melee weapon is because of my build, that if I do happen to take a hit, I can probably take one hit and survive. But it's really just to just demo purposes right now, so I'm not really going all out trying to kill these guys. Maybe I'll switch my weapon up here. But as you notice, my energy decreasing is not that much. It's very slow, allowing me to pick up one of these. I can get kills off and then pick up some stuff and, them intact back there. He's gonna fall down, hopefully. Nope, he's gonna knock me down. Oh, he's gonna. There you go. See, I'm kind of ignoring the guy to my left because I'm. It's kind of a risk, but I'm knowing that my skill is gonna, it's gonna keep him in check. And look at this. It basically makes a bombard absolutely pointless. This build is fantastic for crowd control. She is very good at crowd control. See if I can, maybe I can actually kill them all out, again, knock them all down again, make sure I notice some are coming to the left there. Oh, these guys decided to pop up. Alright, I fell off by accident. I don't know how. I might die. Let's see. So what's really nice, like, you can just, the trick with her definitely is when you're using your skills, is to, keep on the move. You jump into her skills and things like that. And to kind of show you, as far as infested go, same deal. If you really want to see me do infested, go for it. But really, the only issue, she's gonna obviously do better with infested. Again, though, damage is not a big portion of it, but most infested are melee, and so you're gonna be able to keep them in check very easily. You just have to worry about exemuses for them. Now, this may or may not work well. I tested it a little bit. As far as Corpus, I like to check out the Corpus Tech. Again, just to kind of show you that you can kind of take care of any enemies. We'll actually throw in, we'll throw in a couple, not just Corpus Tech, because throw in some of them. A couple, crewmen. Throw a little bit of everybody in there. We want nullifiers, because nullifiers would be your biggest issue you have to deal with, so you got to throw in 5 of those. All right. I actually didn't test it with this. I basically just did Corpus Tech, and it actually worked out pretty well. I could have taken him out, but I was getting kind of lazy. Yeah, so the problem with... So Corpus, like always, at high levels, they end up becoming a bit of an issue. I might, let's try a couple. Let me try like one more time with this one. The problem with Corpus is that their scaling is tough to deal with. The Orokin nullifiers are not a problem to deal with because, everybody else, they don't hit as hard as those freaking crewmen, man. Not the crewmen, but some of those Corpus, they hit hard. But basically, like always, as long as you take care of, I'm not even doing what I'm saying I should be doing, and keeping moving. But like always, try to take out the nullifiers first. And again, my own feedback that I'm not even following myself is, make sure you're moving. You don't want to stand too long in one spot, or you're gonna get owned. And like always, use the environment to your advantage. Take things out as you need, and your skills will basically do the rest. Make sure to throw out certain skills to kind of keep enemies in check, so that they don't outright flank you. Try to take out the nullifiers. Throw out another one, reload. Gives me a chance to kind of get some breathing room and reload in here. But as you notice, in what you shouldn't be doing at higher levels anyway is going absolute ham and just running out in the middle of the open, and you're not going to last long. But anyways, so that's a demonstration of that. So really, I think obviously the obvious trick that I have going on here is that Ember, it's all about just keep everybody down so they can't move, and then you just fucking pelter them with your melee weapon or your gun. So other than that, that's kind of like my Ember build. That's my Ember build that will take you into, whatever mission, whatever you do. I think it's great for whatever you use it for. Obviously, if you're one to, like to kill things with abilities, then you know what? This may not be the build for you. But again, my purpose of all these builds, once again, is to have that perfect all-around build that can be used no matter what, as well as be able to take you into very long duration stuff if you're into that kind of thing. Obviously, again, the weapons that you take have a huge difference in how well this build will work. I used to before they got nerfed, I used to use the Tonkor or the Simular, whatever it was, that main weapon. I used to use those a lot, but right now I like to use my Supra, which I will go over in another video. So other than that, though, you guys have a good one, and we will see you later.